Yo, what is up, 5-9 gamers? Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Podcast on 5-9 Gaming. We are here to bring you episode 54, Super Monkey Ball Z. So I am your host, the Masked Ningen, and as always, I am not alone. I'm joined by some special guests. So first up, we have my fellow Dokkan lead, my JP brother. Say hello to Minato.
Hi, Cabba sucks, but we'll talk about that later.
So you couldn't even wait to get into the topic, so the Cabba slander has begun. So, and then we have fellow global main, our boy DBZ Blaze. How's it going?
Yo, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's doing good.
And then we also have our man in the middle of his 26, or could it be 126? Who knows? Hour-long World Tournament grind. Say hello to Diddy Sauce. How's that World Tournament treating you, my friend?
I love World Tournament, let me tell you. It's the greatest thing in the game, and it's actually better than Chain Battle.
I mean, that is true. So, yeah, perfect segue.
And we'll get to that later today.
No.
All right. So, yeah, we are back again with another episode, and there is a lot to talk about this week because a lot of things have been going on in both versions of the game. So, we are going to start off with the titles, you know, the namesake of this week's episode with the global first
Super Monkey Ball.
Great Ape EZAs. So, this is obviously something that nobody saw coming. It was very interesting to get a surprise global first EZA. And I think these units kind of sum up what EZAs are supposed to be for, right? Because these are three units that I'm pretty sure nobody was using before this. And now they have EZAs to try and make them good again. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Great Ape EZAs? Let's start off with you, Blaze, since you are a fellow global main. Have you tried all three of them out? What do you think of them, and which one is your favorite of the three?
I think they're okay. I think they definitely have their upgrade, but I think Dokkan definitely, was holding back just a little bit. I did use all three. I actually use them in the God event because I feel like that's the more harder, difficult content, and they're good. After they super attack, they have good defense. They're definitely meant for the extreme super battle that's eventually going to drop here on global. But as far as ranking them, I would say surprisingly, Vegeta, I would put him in spot number 3. Then I would put Raditz number 2, and then Goku number 1. And the reason why is because for Vegeta, he's actually very hard to work with because he has big bad bosses and Saiyan Roar, which is very difficult to activate, given he's a Saiyan, right? And big bad bosses are more for villains, so it's very difficult. But I feel like Dokkan could have pushed him, way more than this year, because 2021 EZA, if we compare them to Goten, Trunks, and 18, I would say by far those characters are better than these EZAs here. So I think it's fine. It definitely helps out players who have these characters, but they could have pushed them more, even further beyond. No pun intended.
So yeah, Minato, obviously you haven't had a chance to use them yourself as they're not on JP, but what are your thoughts on them, and which one do you think is the best?
So yeah, I did at the very least see some gameplay for them, and I could look at their kit and kind of tell. I feel like they're very basic units, which kind of does hurt them a little because they don't really, of course, do anything that special. Besides turning into Great Ape, which is not the greatest thing ever. No pun intended there, I guess. But continuing on from there, I would say I probably like the Kid Goku the most out of them, because he just stacks permanently. And I actually kind of agree with Blaze. I think Kid Goku, then Raditz, then the actual Great Ape Vegeta. However, the Great Ape Vegeta could definitely get a buff, possibly with a possible Saiyan Saga Dokkan Fest Vegeta, which could definitely happen in the future. But yeah, I feel like kind of more so on the scale of sub EZAs kind of, tier, Sin Shenron or the Super Trunkses that came out on JP recently. I feel like they're more so on that tier rather than a, actual main Extreme Z battle unit, say a Dokkan Fest or Mass Saiyan or something like that. Tapion. I feel like they kind of tuned them down a little, which I'm not sure why. But they're still useful, and again, they're old units that no one would have used before. So at the very least, them becoming usable would be very helpful, and I'm sure these units will help a lot of people, say, in the Giant Form Extreme Super Battle Road stage is a stage that came by recently. I believe Inhuman Deeds, for example, the Vegeta, he's on Inhuman Deeds. We got a normal Super Battle Road stage for that. So, with the upcoming Super Battle Road stage eventually coming to global, so these guys will be helpful in some of them.
And then Diddy, same question for you. Which one do you think is the best? Are you excited for them to finally come to JP at some point?
Thrilled. Let me tell you, they look boring. So boring. They look so boring. I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Goku looks like the best. Raditz is the second. Honestly, the nuking thing is pretty cool. And then Vegeta just looks boring. Like, Vegeta is actually just the most boring one. But no, Raditz is actually pretty cool. I really like the nuking thing with him. They all have the same passive, really. It's
Pretty
just,
much, yeah.
It's like slightly gimmicked on all of them. But Goku's definitely the best, just because of the stacking forever, really.
Yeah, they have potential. I think the thing with global is I think we might see maybe the Vegeta will look a little bit better once we get the STR Super Vegeta and have a proper 170 Pure Saiyans lead. Because then obviously by mixing like Broly's with Super Saiyan 4s and stuff like that, you'll actually be able to get a rotation where you can have Big Bad Bosses and Saiyan Raw active at the same time. Because obviously Raditz is a nuker and Goku will have high attack stats in a longer event, but Vegeta does have the potential to have the highest attack stat because of the way his passive works and his links. But like Blaze said, he just kind of doesn't, you can't get that fully optimal setup for him at the moment on good teams. So he's a little bit wonky. But yeah, they're not the best units in the game, but they're fun. It's nice to see a global first every now and then that hopefully doesn't throw the entire schedule out of whack. But yeah, they definitely seem...
Super Battle Road.
Yeah, well, that's coming up. Don't worry.
Actually, there's one thing I want to point out that actually I noticed just right now myself looking at them again. The Great Ape forms super attacks. Well, like specifically the Vegeta and Raditz do massively raise attack temporarily, but all of them have a medium chance of stunning. So what happens is, say if you're in the second turn of Great Ape and you get that chance of stunning the enemy to hit off, say in a Super Battle Road stage, when you go de-transform back from Great Ape, since the stun will last for 2 turns, you'll be able to kind of have an effect post the Great Ape form, which I feel like is very
sick.
Cool. Yeah, I did.
The Vegeta and the Raditz?
Yep.
No,
all three have
so
that.
the Vegeta and the Raditz both massively raise attack, but all 3 of them have the medium chance of stun.
All 3. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I did test them all out in Super Battle Road, and that is definitely quite useful. But the downside is I don't think the Great Ape form like really got any sort of upgrade, because obviously Great Apes, the way that mechanic works, they don't get links, they don't get like the same stats and stuff. So the biggest problem with these Great Ape units getting EZAs, it kind of shows how bad the Great Ape mechanic is, because now all of these units, all 3 of them, are hitting way higher attack stats when they're untransformed. So the transformation, you get to take no damage for 2 turns, but you're doing so little damage, especially in like extreme Super Battle Road. It's you almost kind of want them to not transform, because then your rotations of your actual main units are going to be doing way more damage. So it's nice to not take damage, and it can be useful, especially if you get the transformation in the first turn. You can maybe take out an enemy that you've got type advantage over, and then, as Minato said, like stun somebody else, and then you come out of that mode and you're kind of established with a good start. But other than that, they're the Great Ape form seems a little bit, well, I say a little bit, seems very underwhelming. So
I remember like before, like, so they use, of course, we used to not have the turn counter. Before we didn't have the turn counter, I did testing in the past, and the Great Ape forms actually counted as actual turns. They don't anymore. But because of that, say if you had a unit that had like a turn 4 active skill, you can get that quicker than rather actually like turn 4, quote unquote, if you got the Great Ape or a transformation, something like that, because they actually counted as turns for some reason. Since, the Great Apes are just masked over your characters on rotation. Your character's still under them. It's just kind of like a disguise, I guess you could say, weirdly enough. But yeah, unfortunately that's not there anymore, so that kind of devalues it a little in terms of like getting those more odd transformations, like, turn 6 or something like that in Super Battle Road stages.
well, yeah, so there you go. Interesting units. They will come to JP at some point. Obviously not game breaking, but it's nice to see them doing different out of the box things every now and then. So moving on to the next topic, we are still in the territory of global, and that is of course the new Dokkan Fest, which came out, which is of course the AGL Kid Gohan with the side banner Garlic Jr. I know a lot of people were excited for this Gohan to come out. A lot of people not necessarily too hyped on what he does necessarily, knowing exactly how useful the unit is. So Minato, I know you recently got him to full level 10 links and did a video, I believe, on JP. So you tell us, should global players be summoning for Gohan? Is he good?
Well, I'll say Gohan is actually one of my favorite characters, kind of just throw on teams. He's very fun. He's very good for difficult content. I've had him link level 10 for a while, but I only made a video recently. I would say if you're more so of a person that likes, seeing flashy, big attack stats and stuff like that, this Gohan is probably not the character for you. But if you need help in difficult content, then, that's where he could really step in. Say, like, Goku Family Super Battle Road is a kind of a difficult state, surprisingly enough. Hybrid Saiyans Extreme Super Battle Road, maybe. Even the God event. I've taken this Gohan type disadvantage in the God event because of his active skill, and he can guard on the active skill turn, heal. He does a lot, give the, actual defensive support. He does really well in there, even, again, type disadvantage. No items, by the way. So he's a very, very strong unit for difficult content. It's just, I feel like he might not be necessarily a unit that people will either A, not need, or B, like they look at his banner and it's like, his banner I feel like is not the greatest ever. I feel like after Gohan, Garlic, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, everyone else is kind of meh at this point. So that's the one unfortunate thing, is his banner, in my opinion, is not really the greatest.
Sora would like to differ, by the way.
Oh yeah, because of course,
Blue Cow Ken,
Global got Blue
Huge
Cow
change
Ken.
on global.
Huge change, yeah. I mean, he is a newer unit than Turles, and I'm sure there are people out there who probably needed copies of him who didn't need copies of Turles. But I mean, Turles at some point is going to get an EZA and become, I think, a very, very valuable unit. So I don't know if I am happy about that change, but
I would say Turles is like kind of the same vibe as Gohan, where it's like you want to summon for him for the support and not the damage.
Yes.
Yeah, I think once he gets his EZA, the meta is going to go back to being exactly how it was when he first came out, where you just want to run him as double leads and then just use him as a third slot floating unit, and then he's going to be the best leader for movie bosses. But
Oh my
so
God,
Diddy,
man.
do you
I
have
can't wait for that.
Gohan on JP?
I do. I have 2 dupes in him, level 10. I love using him. He's so much fun to use, man. Like the active skill, you're actually going to see it often. The heal's great. The support, it's 2 turns, right? It's awesome. It's just a really fun unit. Like, again, I think what Minato said, he said pretty well. Not a card that you want for, like, flashy numbers or anything, but those defense numbers, man, it's crazy, and supporting everything. He's a very valuable unit. I think that somebody, or everybody, should at least get when he comes back. Like, he's definitely a super high contender for Red Coin.
Yeah, 58% defense to all allies, regardless of their category or typing, is pretty good. So, Blaze, how did your summons on the banner go? Did you manage to pull Gohan?
Yeah, I actually pulled him with 500 stones, so kind of happy because I also pulled Garlic Jr. at the same time. He's good. He's a lot of fun. And honestly, I really like him because he's very consistent as well. And the thing I like him about him is that I saw you just did a video here as well with the Broly, but he's also a big buff to Frieza, right? Full power Frieza. And Frieza with just a massive defensive raise is just almost invisible while doing like 8-9 million attack stats. So Gohan overall is a very solid unit. I do agree the attack stat is not really there. But I would say that his new category, the Heavenly Events, is not the greatest, I'll definitely say, especially for the extreme side, where you just only have Majin Buus and Garlic Jr. That's very bad, but other than that, Gohan is definitely solid. Like, I would say, I don't know if he's a must summon right now. I don't think so. But like with your red coins, if he does come back, I would say, yeah, get him with your red coins for sure.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Like, I don't know if I would say he's a must summon, but the way I would sum him up is that I think for any player, your box is made better if you do have him, because any team you can put him on, he's just super good. And like you said, I did a video today using him on Planetary Destruction on the Broly team. That was something I was excited to use him on, because yeah, just using him as a third slot floating unit. His attack stat isn't the best, but giving everybody 58%, including, like you said, the rotation of the new LR Frieza with that int third form Frieza. They're already super good by themselves, but now you're giving them 58% extra defense, and of course he has that active skill that you can use as like a backup heal. So I think he is super good. So Yeah, and of course, global, we got the special ticket pack, so another global W. That's definitely worth getting if you are
Yeah.
considering it. I think the value for getting that is better than getting stones in general because you get guaranteed featured for the same cost of buying a pack of stones, which obviously doesn't give you anything guaranteed. So alongside Gohan, of course, on the banner was Garlic Jr. I was lucky enough to get him as well. Blaze, you said you got him. How have you found him so far?
He is just perfect. Well, not perfect, but I mean, like, you can literally put this character on any team, and he just fits like a glove. He is, I say he's really well built, especially with the 10% healing at the end of turn if he gets hit. And you pair that with Metamorphosis, that's a very dangerous combo. Really, I have no complaints whatsoever for Garlic Jr. I guess at 55%, he's not the hardest hitting unit, but he's a very good floater. And very good defense as well if you are against a super class, because he actually does get the extra defense and attack when he is attacking. So as far as a floater, I really have no complaints for Garlic Jr.
Yeah, and then Diddy, have you got much use out of Garlic Jr. on JP? Obviously, you guys have had him for a lot longer, so do you find yourself using him on teams frequently?
And he's like one of 2 units that I don't have in the game. Yeah.
I felt that.
Well, let's just move on. Let's move on.
Oh, well, so there you go. That's when people say, like, don't summon for that side banner unit because they're going to be in every banner, so you're just going to get them later. Like, that doesn't always happen. Because it took me until the Namek celebration, like, just now to get the first copy of the GT Goten and Trunks, so I know what that's like. So, Minato, have you got Garlic Jr.?
Yes, sir. I have Garlic Jr. and he is a beast. I love Garlic Jr. so much. Like mine also, just like Blaze, is 55%. I haven't even gotten full link level 10s, unfortunately, which I need to work on because Big Bad Boss is so important for him.
Oh, yes.
But like he's like on all these villain-based teams. Like, you know, I feel like Transformation Boost is kind of villain-based because of the Cooler Leader, the Time Travelers, Terrifying Conquerors. Revenge is more villain-based, even though Bardock's a super class. It's really weird, but he's very good for Super Battle Road. I'd say he's less good for long events simply because like he doesn't really stack defense or anything, but he's still pretty good there. And honestly, he does a lot for the team. Like Extreme Class Allies Key 3 and 40% attack and defense is going to be good for a very, very long time. And considering his link set, I'm going to find it hard for this guy to like age out anytime soon. He does heal as well. And honestly, he's just a very, very well built unit. There's not really any complaints that I would have for him. I guess if they wanted to make him better, they could have just made him stack defense as well in a super attack. But I feel like at that point, it's like, you know, he doesn't really need it, you know, just something a little extra and nice to add on to him, to add to his, I guess, lifespan, I guess. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with how he is.
Well, there you go. So the meme that went on for so long in Dokkan, not having Garlic Jr., there you go. He's in the game. He's in both versions now, so enjoy. So for the next part here, we are now moving over to JP because obviously there's been a lot of interesting things going on over there as well. So we just had a new Dokkan Fest on Global. We've now got a new Dokkan Fest on JP, which is of course the Tech, Kale, and Kefla that fuse into Kefla. So we already had a misfire with Garlic Jr., so hopefully I'm not walking into a shovel again. But Diddy, have you pulled Kale and Kefla yet? Oh no! Say it ain't so.
I did.
Oh, you did. Oh.
Yes.
I did. I pulled them and like actually the banner was super good to me. Like I pulled 4 Keflas, the STR one, before I pulled Tech Kale and Kefla. But I pulled them super early, right?
Oh wow!
I actually needed 3 of them, so I could use that. I was able to Rainbow Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku off the banner. I pulled another Videl dupe. And then I pulled Tech Kale and Kefla after 500 stones. Like the banner was super nice to me.
Oh, nice.
And then like 150 stones after that, I got the best unit in the game, and Cabba, Minato. I don't know what to tell you, man. You're just wrong.
Yeah, I guess I'm always wrong. I have bad opinions, right?
Yeah. And yeah, no, the banner is pretty good. So 650 stones and I'm done. And it's like I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy.
So have you had much of a chance to use them yet? Because obviously the key question is, how good are they? Are they worth summoning for? What's your experience been with them so far?
Okay, log events, definitely like really high tier. Like really, really high tier in log events. In like shorter events, man, like if we're going to the skip or summon question, man, it's like it's just mega skip. Like you just ignore them. It's not worth it. There's so many longevity characters, anyways. I feel like they're too slow. Their damage sucks turns 1. Oh, it's horrendous, awful. After a couple turns, they're okay, but yeah, not crazy. Definitely, in my opinion, the worst 2021 unit. In my opinion, I
Ooh,
don't
really?
like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Well, there
I need
you
to use
go.
them more because World Tournament's been a thing, so I haven't had that much. I still need to link level them, but
So,
what I've been playing with so far, I think worst 2021 Dokkan Fest unit 2UR.
damn. So Minato, have you pulled Kale and Kefla yet? What do you think of them?
Yeah, so the funny thing is that I did the summon video and I was like, okay, I feel like Goku Black for first multi and that happened, so I was like, oh, cool.
Well,
And
so for
have-
some, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
awesome, man.
I got
Congrats.
pretty good luck on the banner because I also got, well, never mind. I got unlucky because I got 3 in Cabba so far.
Dude, congrats, man. Wait, do you know he's actually like one of the best units in the game?
I heard he's better than Namek Goku, and I'm like shocked, honestly.
Yeah, new Namek fan.
Anyways,
Sorry. Insane.
speaking of how good they are, I would kind of agree with what Diddy said. I also think they are the worst Dokkan Fest for 2021 in terms of TURs. I feel like the issue with them is that they're definitely, that doesn't mean they're bad.
Yeah.
Let's clarify that. That doesn't mean
Yes,
they're bad.
yeah, I
2021
agree, yeah.
Dokkan Fest are stupid good. But the issue with them is I feel like what Diddy said, they're a little too slow. Even for longer events, they have to attack like 10 times and then get you like turn 6 if they want to transform with Kefla right away. But you kind of don't want to transform with Kefla right away because you want to use that heal to your advantage and you want to stack with them. Like, especially if it's a long event where they're not facing a Universe Survival Saga enemy. So like the GT Legendary Goku event, for example, is a big contender, obviously. You're not really gonna see them really even hit hard after even they're fully built up. And one great thing I would say about them, however, is their leader skill is incredible. This is like a stupid good leader skill. I think their leader skill is probably one of the better ones of 2021 for a Dokkan Fest. And I think their link skills are really good. They have like Sing Lineage and Prepare for Battle. Their banner is actually pretty solid too for like the first 4 units. Like I like to hate on him, but he's still a Universe Survival Saga support at the very least. And, Videl and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta together are crazy. Maybe Hit will get an EZA, we don't know for sure. But yeah, I do actually kind of like using them. They're a fun unit. They're just not like, a unit that you would be like, oh, I'm going into this difficult event, I have to bring Kale and Kefla. Unless you're doing the Legendary Vegeta event. Then, they're actually designed to work well there. But yeah, I would say it's a 50-50 depending on what you like.
Really quick, one person in chat did say this. Mid animations, I agree. I think the Kale and Kefla base form, I feel like it's too short. You guys, do you feel that,
agree.
Minato?
Yeah, I do feel like that.
It goes so fast. Like it's like a second or two. Like it's really fast animation. There's like nothing to it.
Like the good,
it feels bare bone.
The only good animation really I like from them is like, well, the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla one is like their actual super attack is nice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
My favorite one where I feel like most of the kind of feeling went into or like the love for it went into was the active skill.
Yeah,
I love how the
fusion.
active skill is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks really, really good. So,
I agree. The active skill is good.
all right, so we've alluded to it a couple of times. Let's cut the foreplay and get right down to the topic that everybody wants to talk about, and that is, of course, one
World
of the
Tournament.
greatest units to have released in Dokkan Battle, not just in 2021, but of all time. Isn't that right, Diddy? And that is the Int Super Saiyan Cabba. So,
Ooh, that guy.
Minato, I know you've been super, super excited to talk about Cabba. So please tell us all the reasons why you love this unit so much.
Oh, he's so amazing because he gets 130% attack and defense starter turn. Beautiful standards, right? When we have
It is.
units getting 150, 200% starter turn, and then he's restricted to being on the Universe Survival Saga category team. Even when he's fully built around the Universe Survival Saga category team, his numbers don't even look that good. And another thing is, if you don't have a Vegeta attacking in the same turn, he hits 1.3 million attack stats. with 120k defense, which is very cool because he needs also Vegeta to stack his defense in order for it to become at least relatively solid.
Whoa,
Along
but
with
Vegeta needs
that,
to be on the team, not on the turn.
yes,
though.
well, that's why I said on the team. You need the attack for the turn. For the attack, you need Vegeta on the turn, but for the defense stack, you need to be on the team. I guess it's good to point that out. And on top of that, like, he also, since he stacks attack and defense, both of them, he only raises it by 20%, which is kind of a shaft. And it's like, I just feel like his output is super low compared like GT Gohan and Goten, GT Goten and Trunks, third form Frieza, Garlic Jr. I feel like they're all better. Along with that, Universe Survival Saga support, it's good, right? You know, it's nice that he has Universe Survival Saga support. However, that team literally has 20 other support type options, and I would run Physical UI Goku over this guy, because not only do they pull up similar numbers, he isn't restricted to having other allies on the team, and he could dodge as well. Now, that 50% chance to dodge is nice. He also works better with the best units on that team. Like, Cabba also has, again, teams like Defenders of Justice, Spawner Master and Disciple, Super Saiyans, where there's not always going to be Universe Survival Saga allies. So he's restricted to that team, which again already has a billion support type units. So that's why I do not like his design, and I don't like the unit. He's not great to me, honestly. I wouldn't say he's the worst banner unit for 2021, but he's on the lower end of my opinion.
Yeah,
anyways, I went on
the thing that stands out to me, like you were saying about him being restricted to the Universe Survival Saga team, because like he gets that obviously the little bit of extra attack and defense per ally. But if you look at a side banner unit that released way earlier in the year, which is the Tech GT Gohan and Goten, I use them on my Hybrid Saiyans team with no GT heroes allies for them to support, because they're just that good that it doesn't matter that I'm not using them for their support purpose. Whereas this Cabba definitely feels like a unit that you can't really do that with. So, Diddy, I know you vehemently disagreed with Minato earlier. Was that just for the memes? What do you think of our boy Super Saiyan Cabba over here?
My boy Super Saiyan Cabba. You know, if you pull him right, let's say you're a free to play, you're a free to play fish sitting around and you pull this guy, a lot of Dokkan Fest units that are on banners nowadays are, Universal Survival Saga. So you're not going to have every single unit in the game, right? So for free-to-play guys, Cabba is amazing. For whales, let me tell you, best unit in the game. Right? Like, just best unit in the game. Let me tell you why. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to have to stall for this one. In Cabba, man, give me 1 second. I gotta pull this up. Sorry, wait. I gotta pull this up here. Okay. All right. Let me get this right here.
Your argument is not convincing me, sir.
In Cabba, he woke up feeling mid. 2015 SSR damage. Gets hit for 300k in Dokkan events. Vegeta-sama, please help me be good. Better than Tech Goten? I don't think so. Yes, it was all a ruse. In Cabba sucks.
Wow, shocking. I've certainly not seen that as the general consensus all across the community at the moment. So, yeah, definitely seems disappointing. Blaze, obviously, we don't have him on JP. I'm going to assume that you would probably agree with these guys. What went wrong exactly? We've seen so many good side banner units. Like, what is the deal with this Cabba? What should he have been like? What could they have done to make him better?
I think just higher numbers.
200% attack and defense starter turn, minimum.
If you say
not
200,
including anything else. Yes, just instead of 130% attack and defense starter turn, 200%. Keep everything else the same. It'll be a lot better.
I mean, true.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't used them, right? Because I pulled him during the subathon, so I haven't even gotten a chance. I haven't even gotten a chance.
All right. Well,
where do you go?
Wait, what? Wait, what happened?
He's got teleported away.
What? Wait, hello?
Okay, I thought it was
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm here. What happened?
you just went bye.
the internet couldn't handle all of this.
The Troco internet came in.
slander.
All right, blame Troco for that. Blame Troco for that. No, yeah, I was gonna say his stats just seem low. Like his actual stats just seem low. I haven't been able to use him because I pulled him during the subathon, and tournaments happening. I Cabba doesn't have my time, right? Priorities on World Tournament. So I haven't gotten to using him. But from honestly just reading it and looking at his like bare bones stats at Rainbow, right? It's not looking good. And the fact that at the end of his passive, I didn't know Vegeta had to be on the turn for the attack. That's bad. I think for the what's it called? The unit super attack for Vegeta just being on the team, that's free. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, you know, he's just gonna be on the team regardless. And you're only gonna run this guy on Universal Survival Saga anyways.
Okay, so those were the summonable units. Obviously, we did get a whole bunch of EZAs on JP as well. We got EZAs for the 3 free-to-play Universe 6 Saiyan units. So there's the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Cabba, the Int Super Saiyan 2 Kale, and then the STR Super Saiyan 2 Kefla. So judging by their kit, because obviously we don't have them on Global, Blaze, have you taken a look at these 3 units? What do you think is the best one out of the 3?
The World Tournament. I would say, I mean, I've seen Tien. Tien's nice, but I think Nappa definitely, as far as the World Tournament unit, I think he's by far. Like, oh, sorry.
For
My
the
bad. Which
Universe
3 units we're
6
talking about?
Saiyans EZAs.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I was like, I was level licking. You caught me in dead to rights. My bad.
Wow.
Yeah, actually
My
just got
bad.
caught lacking. What's going on?
All right.
Someone's getting fired.
I would say, I mean, I haven't seen Tech. Sorry, you caught me red-handed there.
no more.
I haven't seen Cabba, but I have seen Kefla and also whatchamacallit. Kale, yes. I'm pretty happy with Kale here. I think she's a very good support unit. For Kefla, she's also good as well. I really have no complaints for her. It's been long overdue for her EZA, and for her to hit like these easy. Well, if you give her a lot of orbs, right? If you actually get her those 6 physical key spheres, she hits like a mad truck. But I feel like it should have been any 6 key spheres and not 6 physical key spheres, because I mean she is also an orb changer for her own typing, but it could create some inconsistency. But overall, good. I think I probably would put Kefla as number 1, and then maybe Kale number 2, and Cabba, since I didn't see him, probably like number 3.
All right, so Diddy's probably been too busy farming the World Tournament. So Minato, have you tried
You're
out the
dang
3
right, man.
EZAs?
I'm farming the World Tournament.
Oh. So,
But
I
will
played
say,
Kefla. I played with Kefla. Kefla's great.
I did use Kefla a little too. She's actually pretty cool. I agree with Blaze with the 6 key spheres in general instead of the 6 physical key spheres. Can't speak. The reason why is because when you consider the rainbow orb changing, it's great, but you could also consider the rainbow orbs that you collect that kind of connect those physical key spheres. So say you get 5 physical key spheres and then 1 rainbow key sphere. It's a very big issue because you won't be able to get those 6 physical key spheres, obviously. So that 60% additional attack is super important for the Kefla. Talking about the EZA Super Saiyan 2s, I actually did see showcases on them, so I saw how they looked in game. I definitely like the Super Saiyan 2 Kale the best. She's easily better than Cabba, if we be completely honest there, because she gives a total of 46% attack and defense to all Universe Survival Saga allies. My apologies. If there's a Kefla on the team, if there's a Kefla on the same turn, my apologies, and a 16% chance to crit. She does still give Universe Survival Saga category allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense. You know, she's a very good floating unit because she gets her buff on super attack. And I find her like a very good EZA unit specifically. I think Cabba, I would have him as second. And then SSJ Kefla probably right behind him, or if not just equal to him. I think they put a very kind of similar-ish numbers, but they're kind of have different roles, I guess. Because Kefla is like a slot 1, and then Cabba is slot 2 because he has the attack burst. But yeah, I like the EZA units a lot. I think they're all very good. And honestly, they're just free. You just farm them up, and you're all good to go.
Yeah, good solid free-to-play unit EZAs. So, since that's come up a couple of times already, that is, of course, the other big thing going on JP at the moment, which is another World Tournament. Hooray! Best mode in the game. Wow.
Yes.
Better than Chain Battle, at least. So,
I can tell you all about it, man.
Diddy, yep, that's what you've been
Oh,
doing
boy.
for a while. So, how's that going for you? How competitive is this particular
All right,
tournament for
let me
JP?
tell you. I think this is actually less competitive than usual, right? But I have this guy who is on my butt. I'm going to say PG-13. He is on my butt in my local. This guy is not stopping. Right now, I've been streaming for 40 hours. And I have 147 million points. This guy I just overtook him. He's at 139. So he's asleep right now. This guy's going to wake up, and he's definitely going to catch up to me and fast. This guy's been trying to get this 2 dupes of Tao bad.
Yeah, it's always, once there's a new LR reward, though, I feel like those first couple of tournaments, everyone's going ham in the local because they want those extra copies. But
Yeah, I'm at a clean 246 right now is my ranking.
okay, well, overall for the whole thing,
Yeah.
not bad, not bad. Minato, you said you were doing it as well. So how is it going for you over there?
Yeah, so actually I'm about to finish this finals run. I can get you more numbers here. But I've been going pretty well. Luckily, the thing with the guy that was first in my local was that I caught him when he was sleeping. And then I got ahead of him by like 30 million points, and since then he's just been behind, sadly. I've seen him trying to catch up, but I've been like, no. My towels.
No.
Yeah, I mean, with STR Broly, obviously it's been a breeze. Just using a full LR team now, and it's just like, it's the same old thing, I guess you could say. I'm about to get the result screen right here. So I'm at 128 million points. I'm behind Diddy because I fell asleep actually. I was like, I'm tired. I went nap time. So then I woke up and I didn't farm the entire time like Diddy has been basically.
That's not an excuse. I slept for like 5 hours too.
Okay. Anyways, I'm at 120. No, I slept for like 8 hours to be fair. But
Whoa, all right, my bad.
yeah, that's a lot of runs, sir.
A bit of
And I
friendly
wasn't
competition
using-
here. You love to see it.
And I'm not ranked.
I'll tell you what, man. I played Mario Party during this.
Okay. I'll catch up to you then.
Good luck.
But yeah, I'm at 376 right now for minute says, so yeah.
Oh wait, you're actually okay.
All right.
Can't let
Well,
Minato beat me.
on the subject of the World Tournament, we're gonna bring this back around. So DBZ Blaze, I've got a perfect question for you. There are some new units that came out with this World Tournament. There's a Nappa reward card and the Hit and TN Awakening. So what do you think of those 3 cards?
Well, I think Kefla and I'm just joking. Those cards are okay, but I think Nappa with his guard ability, I did see the showcase. I think that's really good. It would be nice if it was just always active, but it is a high chance. But Nappa for a free-to-play card, I definitely have him as number 1. Hit, he can be used for Super Battle World, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling Hit. He's good, but I don't know. He's just okay to me. And then for TN, I would put as number 3 as well, because he does have that good like big boost after he does his attack the first time. But I mean, I feel like that's all he has, because after that he gets weaker. So I don't know. I definitely feel like Nappa's definitely the clear winner here. And I would put, of course, Hit number 2 and then TN number 3 from what I saw.
Okay, fair enough. And so, obviously, you boys grinding the World Tournament. I'm assuming you haven't had a chance
Having
to
a lot of
actually
fun?
use the units yet.
The Nappa?
I will I will say though, me personally, I really like the Hits design.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of being in the 2nd or 3rd slot, because he has that 30% chance to dodge. He could have a medium chance to stun still on a super attack, and he lowers enemies' attack by 20% at the very least. He could triple super, which is very cool, and you can have 3 different chances to stun. Though I really wanted them to add stuff as a 2nd or 3rd attacker in the turn. Because, like, even though he gets stuff as the first attacker, he has to super attack first. So back then, I didn't really like his design. But right now, I do. Because, say, if you are able to have no attacks before he attacks, you could slide him right there in the first slot. He'll get the 60% attack and a high chance to stun the attacked enemy, which will be very cool for Super Battle Road stages specifically. But yeah, I think his link set is pretty solid. He's going to be good for a couple of his category teams. I feel like, kind of like target Goku, maybe Legendary Existence, Rapid Growth. He'll be solid with Jiren for Universe Rival Saga, because you can get him to stun, and then Jiren will be guaranteed critting. I like him. He's a fun World Tournament unit from what I'm seeing. I haven't obviously like used him yet, but I think he's gonna be cool. Nappa is definitely very good. I've seen showcases of Nappa. He just requires a very specific setup. And until we get another actually good Nappa unit, which, like, you know, LR Nappa and Vegeta isn't really the best right now, is what I'll say. But once we do get, like, you know, if we got like a banner unit Nappa, this guy will be pretty powerful even for an SSR. The Tien is good. I feel like the guaranteed stun for 2 turns, like super battle type situations, is nice. I just feel like after that super attack, he just kind of meh. Like, he's okay, but again, he also requires a very specific setup because his links are kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, they're all solid units for sure.
You went on a long rant. I was just gonna say the EZL hits art looks hot as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
That's all I
a
want to say.
discussion.
Man, it looks nice.
Yeah, his art is really cool. I do agree with that. I
think the TN art looks really good as well.
Oh, that too. Yeah, they killed the art. God, you see his biceps, man?
Is he on par with bulging biceps Bedo though? That is the question.
You're out of your mind now, bro.
No, exactly.
You're kind of going too far, Ningen.
Out of your mind, man.
Hey, I'm just here to ask the questions. You guys can answer them. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
JP World Tournament, obviously the greatest. Everyone's loving it, so we can move on from there. So the last little thing we have to talk about is upcoming stuff for Global. Obviously, the physical cooler EZA is announced. That will be coming out on Global in a couple of days' time. I personally am very excited for this. I've always been a huge fan of Final Form Cooler. As soon as the physical one was originally announced, I was more hyped about him than I was about the Super Saiyan 4s. So we'll start with Blaze, since obviously he's the fellow global main. Are you all ready to go for physical Final Form Frieza Cooler? I'm assuming you've link leveled him and all that. So are you excited for his upcoming EZA?
Absolutely. I'm ready for him to just destroy every Saiyan or any event in Dokkan. He's actually, ever since the level links came to the Dokkan, it was actually the first character I put in my level 10 links, surprisingly. So I am overdue for quite a while. But yeah, cooler overall. There's really no complaints. But I think as EZAs, top EZAs, I think I still put as number 2, but just because Goku, there's just so much more support and he's just much more consistent. Where Cooler doesn't require like a kind of a build up, but I mean, once he gets going, like, he's just unstoppable.
So for the JP boys, obviously you've had this guy EZA'd for a while now, I would imagine. Start off with Minato. What do you think of this Cooler? Is he a unit that you would still use now on teams? How do you rate his EZA compared to some of the other 120 leaders?
I put him on any team that I'm running like a Wicked Bloodline centric build around, especially with Transforming Frieza. Him and the Tech Transforming Frieza EZA, they are disgusting together. They share like 6 out of 7 links, I believe. And they're just like stupid. It's just a stupid rotation. This Cooler is insane. Like you feel like he does take a while to build up, I would say, because he has to get 10 attacks in total. But like once he gets like that first and second turn going, he'll look like a monster. I took him like type neutral God event. He did perfectly fine there. He's just overall a very good unit, and honestly, I'm satisfied with him. I wouldn't really change anything about his kit, really.
Diddy, same question to you.
I haven't been able to use him. The World Tournament's taking like all of my time, so I've just been preparing for the World Tournament.
What are you talking about? He got his EZA on the 8th of June on JP. So
he's been out since
Dude,
June.
I've been waiting for this World Tournament.
All right, well, all I'll ask you then, I'll ask you another groundbreaking question following on from the Bedo one, Diddy, since you seem to be the man to ask these kind of questions. All I'll ask you about Physical Cooler then is, who's better EZA 120 leader, Physical Cooler or Super Saiyan 3 Broly? Go.
Broly, yes! Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Yes, I knew you were going to ask that. Oh, dude. Do you know I'm like the number one Super Saiyan 3 Broly stan? I have a video where I beat Mr. LR David in a race with Super Saiyan 3 Broly, but way back in the day when he came out. And that is the funniest video. I always bring that up to him. I love it. It's the funniest thing ever. He was trash talking him, and then I sweep the floor with him.
So
He's the greatest.
the funny thing is, I actually do have a funny story about Super Saiyan 3 Broly being good as
sure.
well, back from
Yes.
when he first came
Yes.
out. So back when
go.
the harder Dokkan events were actually still kind of hard, I did a run on the UI Goku Dokkan event, because I think when that came out, it was probably the hardest Dokkan event in the game at the time. And so I did a type disadvantage run, and I took an extreme tech team, and Super Saiyan 3 Broly got a level 3 dodge against UI Goku's super attack, and that won me the run. So
That's
so
clearly
good.
clearly he is amazing, but
He is goated.
but yeah, cooler EZA, very excited for that. That's coming up on Global very soon, so global players definitely, that is going to be one to look out for. So the final topic that I have here, and funnily enough, someone did just mention it in the chat, is where are the new Super Battle Road stages for Global? Because obviously those of you familiar with the JP schedule, JP got the next 10 category stages for Super Battle Road with the release of AGL Gohan, and we did not on Global for some reason. So Blaze, obviously you are a fellow fan of Super Battle Road. What is going on with these stages? Are they coming in part 2? Have they been delayed for some reason? Like what is happening here?
I am praying every day, every second that these stages are coming for part 2, because I don't know. I feel like this is might be the consequence of the global first EZAs. That's why we don't have them in part 1, which, like, listen, they're good, the EZAs, but I wouldn't sacrifice them for Super Battle, just because, like, we're kind of stuck with the same old content since the 350, and I don't know. I feel like it has me worried, but I feel like I'm hoping that for part 2 we are gonna get those stages, because I don't know, like when we get them with Super Vegeta, that's be probably, I think, January. That's when we would get them. I don't know, but I think we might get them for part 2. I'm praying.
Yeah, Minato, I think I saw you say something similar about the this could potentially be the consequence of the Great Ape EZAs. What do you think? Part 2 maybe?
Yeah, I thought about it and I laughed at it because I was like, LOL, Global First messed up stuff again. But yeah, I think it was because of the Great ABZAs, and along with the Bulma event still going on, they probably were thinking, oh, there's too many stones going around. Maybe they want to push out like too many stones at once at the beginning of the celebration. So they, kind of just spread it out to make the content, not only the content, but the stones more, again, spread out like
Bro,
they
get the
want
Johns
to.
out of the way, man. They just don't like global.
Yeah, that too. Also.
No, we believe in Koto over here.
Are you sure? You mean the same Kodo who left out the what EZA did they leave out on the Golden Week? The Super Saiyan 4 EZAs? Didn't Kodo leave that out? On the
Well, it
Golden
wasn't
Weeks?
in the news, but then it
Exactly.
was, and we still got it, so it's all good.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that was the only thing that Cody had to handle during Golden Week, and they screwed it up. Anyways, I think that's why, but I still think Part 2 is gonna get the stages. So
Yeah,
let's wait and see.
I agree.
yeah, I'm hoping it's part 2. I mean, the thing is, it sucks that it would be delayed, but I mean, getting the global first EZAs, if that has pushed the Super Battle Road stages to part 2, which realistically is what, like 2 weeks from the start of part 1, I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I would agree with what Blaze said, though. I would rather have the new stages than have those Great Ape EZAs, but I mean, the global timeline is a little bit messed up at the moment anyway, thanks to the release of the GT Super Saiyans at the same time on both versions. So there is gaps in the schedule before the end of the year, because as Heroes is coming in November, we would assume, because that's when it usually comes out.
Yes.
Blaze was saying about the Super Vegeta, which should be the next Dokkan Fest, or at least it's the next one in line, but no one really knows when that's going to be. I've seen a few people say December. I've seen a few people say January. I think it could come in November, either before or after Heroes, because we're not getting the Golden Week celebration in November. So at the moment, Global is kind of up in the air as to what exactly is going on. So hopefully we will get those global stages with part 2. Maybe we will know more and have more news for that for the next episode for you guys. So that is the last topic on the list. So as always, we are going to go off for a short break now, but we will be answering a couple of your questions after the break. So do feel free to drop those in the chat, and we will pick out a couple of those to answer once we come back. So we are going to go away for a short break now. Leave us your questions and we will be back very soon. Yo, welcome back, everybody. We are back from the break, so we are going to go through and answer a couple of your guys' questions before we head out here. So let us start off with JC Gamer 18, who says, what type of new mode would you want them to implement? Personally, I would like a world raid boss, and if we defeat it, we get rewards like a copy of a free-to-play LR. That's quite interesting. Diddy, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie. I say that again.
Huh?
I zoned out and just went into World Tournament mode. Hard. That was like 40 hours in, man.
Well, there you go. So, Diddy, if they were to implement a new mode into the game, what kind of mode would you like to see? And the suggested one here was a world raid boss.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I would like to see if they can implement like a versus thing. I would love to just like fight like friends. Like there's so many people in the Dokkan community. I would just like to beat their butt up.
Wow, PvP, really?
Yeah, man. They can definitely make some sort of like gimmick. You can see that they were actually creative at one point in the game when they made Battlefield 1. But it's been a long time since then, so.
Blaze, what about you?
A new mode? I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is, like Diddy said, like I would want a versus mode. Probably because since I do like Super Battle, maybe like a Super Battle PvP race. I think that would be nice because I think a lot of people like those type of races when doing Dokkan. So I'll probably introduce a Super Battle Road race. And then just like Legends, you get rewards. No matter if you win or lose, you still get like, I don't know, maybe orbs. That would be really nice since they're very hard to farm. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then
Specific
Minato.
items.
Honestly, I just want them to bring a version of Battlefield 1.0 back, like the,
Yeah.
the tower defense type of mode. I thought that was really fun when it was first out, and you know, if polished up, it could be really interesting. But they're probably never gonna bring that back, so that's unfortunate. I wouldn't like PvP personally, but I think it could be fun if done correctly. If not, at the very least, like a co-op type mode. Maybe where you kind of beat the same boss together somehow.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, co-op is something I think would be easier to implement in Dokkan than something like PvP. I mean, PvP, kind of like Blaze said, if it was just a built-in system for doing races, but I'm not sure how exactly they would do that with the way the HUD and everything works for Dokkan now. I feel like it would just end up being like you connect to another player and then you're still just seeing your game the way you would, and then it just tells you at the end, like, well, if they finish first, it comes up saying that they finished.
Oh, right, true.
And if you finish, like, it just tells you, I don't know how that would work, but co-op could definitely be interesting. But anyway, so we'll move on to the next one here from Senior Warbucks, who says, well, who would you want to be the next unit to get an EZA, and would you be opposed to it being a Dragon Ball Heroes character? So, Blaze, we'll start with you for this one. Which unit do you want to get an EZA next?
For heroes, for heroes, right? Did I hear it correctly?
Well, they said, would you be opposed to it being a Heroes character? So it can be a non-Heroes character
okay.
if you want.
Oh no, I'm definitely up for heroes. I'm gonna go straight to heroes. I would want Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito to get an EZA. Just
What? What?
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 EZA. I mean, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito EZA, absolutely, because he's the leader for a crossover category. And like his defense isn't.
He definitely. I feel like he doesn't need one, but yeah, he would definitely be busted if he would be busted if he got one though. That's what I mean.
I would say. I mean, you're right. He doesn't need one, but I mean, might as well since we barely see the heroes units get anything, right? So, I mean, because his defense, right, is okay, but like it's not something you can take into like the legendary Vegeta event, for example, right? That's you just get destroyed. So I mean, that's just my opinion. This is my preference. I would like to see Super Saiyan 4 Vegito get an EZA personally.
Busted. All right, Minato, what do you think?
I actually want LR Beerus and Whis to get an easy next. And then for part 2 of JP, we also get an LR Champa and Vados, and then they'll be very good linking partners together.
Oh my god, that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, that'd be very cool, actually.
Oh my god.
All right, well, Diddy,
wow.
that's your tough act to follow. So what's
Brain Blast? No, it's not. Super Saiyan 3 Gohan, easily. That's
Ooh.
my god, dude.
It'd be good.
My chat has been talking about this. Like,
I don't
what?
have
Let's
him
go
actually.
Discord.
No.
Super
is
Saiyan
he
3? I think he's dropped, but
Am I back?
It's Discord again.
being quiet. Yeah, good old Discord.
Discord
But
acting up.
I think
Oh.
Super Saiyan 3 Gohan or Super Saiyan 3 Trunks or Super Saiyan
Yeah.
3 adult Gotenks would all be pretty fantastic candidates for Heroes EZAs.
I was gonna say, I really hope they make a Super Saiyan 3 kind of celebration again for Heroes.
Yes.
God, I would love that.
That's something that I've talked about recently quite a lot about upcoming Heroes, because Heroes has units like Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta and Vegito. There's a Super Saiyan 3 Majin Vegeta. Super Saiyan 3 needs buffs. So since last year, it was. I mean, there were other units, but last year was all about the Super Saiyan 4s.
EZAs. Give the Super Saiyan 3s EZAs. Give Super Saiyan 3 Bardock and
Plus,
EZA.
yeah, I was just going to say,
God.
even though he's not a Heroes unit, just EZA the Bardock during that celebration because he's the Super Saiyan 3 leader. And then, that would be fantastic. And then for me, if I had to pick a unit, I mean, I've already mentioned the Heroes one. So for non-Heroes, I think one of the units that I most want to get an EZA in the game is the STR Rage Vegeta, the Vegeta and Bulma, because I love that unit. I loved it when it first came out. The That's My Bulma thing from Battle of Gods is probably one of my favorite moments in all of Dragon Ball. So if that guy got an EZA, that would be, making his unit usable again. He has Bulma in the name, so it would help out the LR Martian Vegeta EZA. So that unit getting an EZA would just be awesome. So that's something that I'm super excited for.
Let's go. Buffer Manja Vegeta on one team. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah!
Shut up.
Well.
It will still be great. So we've got another question here from Lightning God Eric. I think this is an easy question to answer. I'm going to take single word answers from everybody, starting from Diddy. Is it worth to use 400 coins to buy Tech Janemba to do the GT Goku event mission?
Yes.
Oh. Minato?
It depends on what you have, but I would say if you really need him, then yes.
Oh. Blaze?
That's. I mean, yeah, I'd say yes.
Wow.
But I have my
well,
other
the
reasons
meme
why.
blew up in my face because I was going to say no because Tech Janemba sucks, but everybody said yes, so there you go.
Bro, I was like, man,
I was
built this up to everyone saying no and everyone said yes.
I know, this all backfired on me. Plus, Diddy was the only one who actually gave a one-word answer, so shout out to Diddy Sauce. I think Tech Janemba sucks. You do kind of need him to do the mission for GT Goku event. I've seen screenshots of people doing it without him, using like STR Rose as the leader, but honestly, like even the comments by the person who posted it, you need like god level luck to be able to do it. So as much as I don't like Tech Janemba, he is the quoted body of mind leader, so but personally, I think if the only reason you would be buying him is to do that mission, I would say don't do it and just wait. Unless you're swimming in red coins, then obviously why not? But because if that's the only thing you're going to use him for, I don't think he's worth buying just to beat one mission, which you'll be able to beat
underrated,
eventually.
man. No, you can't say he's underrated.
Nah, he sucks.
No
But I was
way.
thinking more because, like, for
what
movie
about
bosses,
Extreme
though.
Tech, Extreme Super Battle Road? And movie bosses.
That is true.
Nah, he
We
sucks.
did get the noise
Anyway, so
without him.
Bad take, Ningen. Yo, here's the Ningen pack, guys.
Just like him saying Chain Battle is worse than World Tournament, now he's
yeah.
saying Tech Janemba sucks. Hate to see it.
My God.
Bad takes all around.
hey, I'm going to invoke the homie himself, who recently commented on a tweet saying that Tech Janemba is the most disappointing Dokkan Fest unit that's been released in the last year or so, and I agree. So, we are going to move on to the next and final question
No, that's
here.
in Cabba, by the way.
Well, no, he's not a Dokkan Fest unit, though, is he?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, come on, pay attention, Minato.
Can we have Choco's opinion on this?
All right, Troco, come on then. Tell us. Unless he thinks he's good, and then no, we can't.
Choco, let's hear your opinion on Tech Janemba.
Okay, so I blanked out. What's the question?
No, just what's your opinion on Tech Janemba in general?
He's a unit that I don't think is epic.
I mean, I'll take that as being
Just
on my
stay muted, man.
side.
Stay
I'm going to
muted.
take
Stay
it.
muted. Stay
I'm gonna
muted.
take
Stay
it.
muted.
I don't even
Stay
have
muted,
a
man.
audio. Why would you call on me?
Just stay muted, man.
All right, well, anyway, I think we're just going to end it off there because apparently everybody is starting to suffer from early onset dementia. So we are going to finish up episode
Good show.
54. Super Monkey Ball Z. Oh, apparently, according to
Wait, the raid, Choco, the raid.
Wait, are we off?
No.
Oh, my
Let's go.
Twitter is just being my Twitch is just being very weird.
Yeah,
I thought it
same.
extremely
Yours went
crashed.
too. Yeah,
Scuffed podcast in the comments.
Scuffed
True.
podcast. Let's go.
So I can put you at the end screen.
Right, that's it for episode 54. Everybody, thanks for coming out. Special thanks to all my guests, Minato, Blaze, and Diddy. Diddy, the one in the middle of a 40-hour stream, was probably the one paying the most attention, so shout out to him. And of course,
crazy.
shout out to Troko for manning the boards and putting up with this madness yet again for another week. So I have been the Masked Ningen. Also, shout out to Gale Riot, because I will be closing this episode by saying, remember guys, you can call me Ningen.